If you've not had Uziza soup, you are missing out on the deliciousness that is this soup. You guys, I just want to show you how to make it so that you can enjoy it just like I do. To me, it is similar as ogbono soup, but I'll tell you why it's different. The first ingredient is stockfish fillets. You can use like the head of stockfish, but I really do not like the flavor of stockfish, especially the head of stockfish, because it ends up being very bony in the soup and I have little kids, so I'm just using like bits and pieces of stockfish. It is going to give it an intense flavor that you actually need in the soup. Next, I'll be using crayfish. This is crayfish that has been ground into powder. I'll be using two types of crayfish. So that is the small crayfish, and then this one is the big roasted crayfish. I like the flavor of both, so we're going to be using them in this soup. If you do not have the big crayfish, you don't have to worry. The flavors will still make sense if you mix all these other things together. I'll also be using deboned catfish. So this is dried catfish. I just want to use it to give this soup more flavor. Another type of fish I like to add as well is my smoked kpanla fish. You guys know I use it in a lot of soups because it has a really nice flavor as well. So we'll be using it for this Uziza soup. You can use any other kind of dry fish that you have, roasted fish, that will not take away from the soup flavor. This next ingredient is one that is very important. It is called achi. For me, it kind of feels like ogbono. So once we add it to the soup, it thickens the soup. It doesn't really have a strong flavor. Even though it thickens the soup, it doesn't draw like ogbono. That's the difference in my opinion about achi and ogbono. It just kind of looks similar. So if you know how to make ogbono soup, it is almost the same process, and it is easy to find in the market. Just ask them that you're looking for achi. It kind of looks like ogbono, and then they can grind it for you or you grind it yourself. Just the way a lot of soups in Nigeria use stockfish, they also use this blend. So this blend for me is yellow pepper and Uziza seeds. You guys, the combination of yellow pepper and Uziza seed in a soup is just amazing. I cannot explain it. The aroma alone just overpowers everywhere. Like, it's amazing. It makes your soup taste delicious. Sometimes this might be the difference between your soup and another soup that tastes extra delicious. Try using yellow peppers. And when I say yellow pepper, I mean yellow Scotch bonnet, not yellow bell peppers. I have some leftover prawns from a previous recipe, so I'm just going to use that. And then I have some snails. If you like snails, use it. If you do not like it, you can skip it. But this is just a typical Nigerian soup. Everything goes inside the pot. For this soup, I'm using goat meat. Always make sure they give you male goat meat. That's the softer kind of goat meat that you want. You can use cow beef. You can add pomo, but I'm just going to be using goat meat. I kind of feel like the hide of the goat meat is already the pomo that I need. So feel free to tweak some of your ingredients. I'm making a big pot of soup. So in this pot, I'm adding goat meat, the smoked prawns, and the stockfish. I'll season it with some salt and some beef stock powder and just allow it to steam first before I add extra water. In this video, I'm sharing with you some of my best practices for cooking Nigerian soups. Nigerian soups are really easy to conquer. You just have to know the steps that you need to take, which is why I have a Nigerian cookbook dedicated to just Nigerian soups. It has over 30 soups and stews. You need to download it. The link is in my description box. You can also get it on Amazon. When you get it, you'll become a master of Nigerian soups. Once I feel the beef is almost cooked, I'm going to add the snails, the smoked fishes, and our pepper mix. So that's pepper and Uziza. add some more water and just bring everything to a boil. If you've watched the video to this stage, it means you're enjoying this recipe. Please do me a favor, click the like button so that the algorithm will send this video to other people looking for Nigerian soups just like this. Thank you. In a bowl, I'm going to add the achi and palm oil and just mix it together. You see why I say it looks like ogbono, it's similar to ogbono, because it's almost the same process for me. So I mix everything together and then we'll pour it in the pot of soup. Next, I'm going to pour that mixture into the pot. You will find that you need to add more water because this actually really thickens up your pot of soup. So you need a lot of water. I like to add the crayfish powder at this point because the soup is almost ready. If you add the crayfish powder like very early in the soup, the flavors will kind of disappear. So I like to add it towards the end. Next, I'm adding the prawns, just going to mix it in because this is towards the end of the cooking process. And then last but not the least important is Uziza leaves. This is already washed and sliced and it is just going to give it that final burst of flavor. If you were not told, you probably think this is ogbono soup or this is oha soup. As you can see, it is very thick. You can make it as thick as you like or you can add more water to loosen it. This is what our Uziza soup looks like. So yummy, so delicious. You can have it with pounded yam, you can have it with eba, or you can just be licking it if that's your thing. Remember that you can become a master of Nigerian soups if you really want to. All you have to do is download the link in my description box to download my Nigerian soups cookbook. It has over 30 Nigerian soups and stews. You don't want to miss out on that. Thank you for watching today's video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.